Welcome to the Core Getting Started collection. In this video, you will learn about the many options available for exporting data to an XML file from the Core Integrated Desktop. Note that this video is meant to be viewed in conjunction with the Import Options video from the Getting Started collection. The export command allows you to create baselines, backups, change files, and more. Let's take a look at the export dialog. Click File, Export, Core Data File. Let's break this down one field at a time. Starting in the Projects pane, you'll see a list of the projects in this repository. I'll select the fast food project. In the Format field, you'll find options that will allow you to export data for use in older versions of Core. Only the Core 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 selection will produce an XML file. The Core 2, 3, and 4 selections will produce RDT files. Because XML is by far the current and recommended format, this video will focus on options provided there. The Export dropdown presents the list of common export scenarios. As a selection is made from the dropdown, the Options pane will shift to show the applicable settings for that export scenario. If the pane is grayed out, the options are informational only, informing you of what options are included in this scenario. If the pane is white, you may change the options presented. While we have scenarios to cover most of your needs, we've included a selection called Advanced Options that allows you to manually select any combination of the options. Let's take a moment to define each of these options. Database is simply all of your project's data, meaning your elements and relationships. Selecting Stored Views will also include all of the layout work that you have done to your diagrams. Always Show Element Names will cause Core to include element names with relationships. This is helpful primarily when you need to examine the XML file outside of Core and is not a commonly used option. Selecting Schema includes your project schema with the export. This is only needed when you have made customizations to your schema. Facilities are subsets of the total class list that can be user-defined. Perspectives, defined in your schema, allow you to focus on a desired area of the model, displaying only the classes, relationships, and attributes you have chosen. If you have customized the layouts of any of the schema side diagrams, selecting Stored Views will include these with the export. Folders will include subfolders you have created within any class. Filters can be applied to the element lists to selectively display information. Hierarchy definitions detail what relations and target classes you wish to display on hierarchy and spider diagrams. Icon templates allow you to define the representation of objects on diagrams. Sort definitions allow you to sort element lists by any attribute and adjust the display of the element in the list. Table definitions are the definitions for CSV and DOORS exports. Project preferences are the common defaults established by your team for the project. Selecting Erase History after import is useful in team scenarios and is needed if you intend to exchange change files. Users and Groups is the list of user accounts and groups to which they belong, including their login information. Including settings with the users and groups will also export individual user settings. For this export, I'll select Schema, Facilities, Perspectives, and Stored Views. Finally, note the Comment section. This section allows you to enter a descriptive comment that is placed at the top of the export file. This user-editable field by default displays when the export occurred and who performed the export. Now that I've defined my export, I'll click OK to proceed. Here, I can name the file and specify a save location. I'll select my desktop as the save location. Notice the file name. If there is information from just one project, the file name will default to the name of the project. If there is information from multiple projects, the default name will be Repository. I'll accept the default name and click Save. An export status appears. It goes away when the export is complete, and in most cases this happens very fast. If your project is large, the export will take longer. When exporting from a Core server, you will see the job monitor. A key concept with exports from servers is that the XML file is built on the server. Then, when the export is complete, the file is transferred to the save location you specified. Should you disconnect from the core server during the export, the job will complete and the file will be retained on the server. To retrieve the file through the Job Monitor, click Jobs, Download Export File. This concludes the overview of export options. To learn more about using Core, go back to our screencast page and view the rest of the Getting Started collection.